late do you guys stay out with speaker game?
I don't really do it so much myself, but Eddie, I don't know, a few hours, I guess. I went out with him previously, and yeah, it's a bit of fun about her. She's nice. This one with the sunglasses. Yeah. So remember, intent. It's just about. Remember, it's just simplifying it. It's just asking for directions. You can do it.
I don't know.
Well, I know. Like if you tell yourself, like it's all about just taking the first steps. If you just start walking faster, let's walk faster. And catch up. You know, we're just two guys having a chat. You know, whatever. We've just noticed a girl who's like relatively attractive, right?
Yeah.
So you know, in order to actually do it, we need to start picking up the pace and outwalk her, get up to her. You know, we're not fucking weird following because we're a bunch of fucking weirdos and we have bad intentions.
Yeah.
We're doing it because you're a man. You're a man who's heterosexual, you find a girl attractive and she just happens to be a few meters in front.
Yeah.
You know, rationally, that's all it is. That's all there is to it. And remember, all it is asking for directions, you know.
And what about?
Like anybody can do it, yourself included, so let's do it.
Fine. Now what I was gonna do, I didn't want to stop in the fucking road.
But again, it's like you're letting yourself off the hook.
That's another one.
Yeah. It's like you want to do that one because she's coming towards you and you find that easier.
Yeah.
Whereas this, you've got some irrational resistance to. So that's why you should be focusing on this one really.
Yeah.
Just remember, yes, you're feeling resistance. Yes, you've got this weird sort of mental block, you could say, but it's not about, okay, I've got this mental block, therefore let's just not do it. I've got this mental block, well, fuck it, let's just do it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, that's the mentality. Because the mental block is irrational. What's rational is, okay, there's an attractive woman, let's go up and approach her. But again, all it is just asking for direction, so it's not really an approach as such. Is she even still there?
Yeah, I don't even remember which one.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing with this, you have to be a bit quicker, really.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, okay. Yeah, never mind. Let's turn around actually. I mean, I can't even see her anymore. But yeah, it's important really just to, have the intent to go for it, yeah?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. But I could, to be perfectly blunt, I just straight up don't like it. Dude, I love like grocery stores, like casual encounters. I love that shit. Like that's why I go out for hours on end for it. It's not even that. I know I can do it. I just straight up don't like it. You know.
Let's try and pinpoint why.
Maybe I can change my mind, but
yeah. It's not like you have to do it. It's not like
exactly.
It's not like the world's going to end if you don't do it.
Yeah.
But it's more just kind of missing out on opportunities. You know.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is. You know.
You're right.
Even in the US, even though primarily you're going to be in grocery stores and shopping malls in the US, you're still going to have moments where you walk past a girl, she walks past you, and it's just a case of turning around, circling back, picking up the pace, getting up to her so you can actually engage really. But yeah, I mean it's really that simple. Like you say you don't really like it. I understand. It's a bit more difficult than normal.
Yeah.
But I feel like you would like to do it more as long as you normalize it internally, as long as you desensitize yourself to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because from my perspective, I feel like there's no real sort of significant enough difference between that and any other approach.
Yeah.
All the only difference is that you have to sort of walk up to a girl.
Yeah.
You know. Fundamentally, there's no real massive difference. You know.
Yeah.
Just saying, a girl's there in front of you. Imagine. Okay, let's play it out. Imagine I'm a girl and do it to me.
Hey, excuse me.
No, I'm going to start walking. Wait for me to walk and stop me, okay? Let's do it.
probably went untouched, but this is so unnatural. I'm sorry, my bad. It's like that unnatural.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's so normal though.
Yeah.
You say it's
I know what you're
unnatural,
saying.
but it's so normal.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're just not really used to it, and it's a bit of a new experience, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you're very proficient. You know, you're like intermediate when it comes to the girls' stationery, or either indoors or like just standing or sitting, whatever. But it's just that when they're just walking at a reasonable pace.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just.
It's like unnatural even to do it with you, who knows what we're doing, and that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Like, all right, how about? Hey, excuse me.
Yeah, she looked at you. She looked at you, but it was a bit of a timid. It was a bit like, yeah. I mean, my only slight concern is getting enough quantity in. But I understand, you know, on your first day, to make it slightly easier. And obviously, it's good if we could spend a bit more time providing, you know, feedback on the actual, more substantial interactions. But yeah, I mean, in London, a lot of the time they are going to be walking, and that's the thing. Like, if a girl's walking like really fast, oftentimes I'm just like, you know what, don't bother, because, you know, it's like she's clearly got somewhere to be, she's in a rush, and the chances of her actually stopping are relatively low, so you can sort of save the energy. But if she's not walking too fast and she's attractive, pretty much always go for it, really.
Let's do one, and then we'll do something else.
Okay.
All right, cool. Just to prove to myself I can do it.
Really, yeah, it's really about your own sort of internal mentality towards it, really. Because it's like, you know, you tell yourself you don't like it, you know, but in reality, it's there's no difference really. She could be walking that direction, that direction, that direction. Could be stationary. It's like, who cares, you know? It's quite trivial, really, when you think about it. It's like a minor detail.
Yeah.
Like, you know, fair enough. Like, let's say, you know, you didn't want to approach her because you didn't find her attractive. That's perfectly legitimate. Or she's not your type or whatever. But just because she's walking in a particular direction, it's just a bit like, yeah, it's a bit trivial.
I just like to think about it for 1 second, and then and a lot of times that 1 second is what stops.
Just remember as well that like a lot of it is what in terms of the way that you're sort of approaching this is that you're going over there to approach her, or you're going over there to pick her up.
Yeah.
When you're ever in a situation where you feel anxiety or resistance, just dial it down. Just go in there, just ask for directions, or just ask, or just with a compliment, whatever you feel comfortable with. Yeah. And it's totally okay to do that for a little bit, just to get yourself used to it. It's a really good way to kind of bridge that gap towards, you know, easing yourself into it. Is it like other people around is putting you off maybe, or do you ever have like a bit of a spotlight effect, or?
I don't think so. I mean, more so when I was first starting off. Hey, excuse me?
Remember, all of this stuff is all just like, you know, it's not serious. It's not really serious, you know. It's mostly, it should be an enjoyable activity. Even though, as I said before, you're going to face resistance, you're going to face awkwardness. But it's really your own mentality towards that and how that gets projected. So you can always see the funny side, you know. Like, if you're feeling like weird about it, just see the funny side. It makes it easier, it makes it more enjoyable. Yeah. This is like your lucky spot. Yeah.
Excuse me? Yeah, I like your bag.
Sorry?
I like your bag. By the way, did you get it at Harrods? I was just there yesterday. It's like it's overwhelming how nice and expensive everything is. It's like everything all in one place. Well, cool. I liked your bag, so I just wanted to say nice compliment. Have a good one.
Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, no, that was good. Yeah, so you just went straight in there. I feel like you have an intuition in terms of who you want to go for and that kind of thing, which is fair enough. But my only slight concern is that you're kind of going down the path of least resistance. Sometimes. And really, a lot of what this is about is actually expanding your comfort zone to get yourself approaching more and more often. And then you'll massively skyrocket your chances with this. Not just in terms of like dating prospects, but also your rate of improvement and etc. You know. Oh, did you? Have you texted the Polish girl before?
No, I'm gonna. I'm gonna.
Okay. Yeah, because what we can do actually is spend a bit of time going through the dating and as well as the texting stuff if you want to as well. Okay. That'll be quite useful for you. Just go do a bit of a deep dive into texting and dating, just to optimize it. I mean, I'm sure you probably know the basics and you're doing okay with it, but really to kind of get you to that next level, really. But I mean, it's just been a very positive experience, you know, to confront this sort of demon, if you like, about this experience with, you know, different types of Oh, that way, yeah, sure. That way, yeah. Because like whenever you have like a weird feeling or resistance, it's actually very much a positive thing. That's the way I see it.
A lot of people have said I have a unique way of thinking. So it's like, that's just, you just gotta let Dan be Dan.
Yeah, I mean, it's really about, you know, making it work for you, and if there's a particular way to go about it, by all means, you know. Because like I said before, really, it's about like, obviously, you know, the advice and the feedback I give is all sort of relatively generic. That's going to appeal to most people. But obviously you need to find a way that sort of resonates with who you are and who you want to be, you know. So like, you know, for example, obviously I would encourage you to approach once who are walking, you know, circle back and that kind of thing. But of course, you know, you can always say to me like, no, it really doesn't resonate with me and who I am and who I want to be. And that's okay as well, you know. That's okay. Because a lot of what this is about finding a style that kind of works for you.
Well, you're just equating.
It's partly a balance between sort of pushing yourself, you know, but also doing what feels right to you, you know, thinking about what you actually want to get out of it and everything. Yeah, it's really about kind of understanding that, you know, with this whole process, there's going to be highs and lows. You've kind of experienced that already today. But just bear in mind that all it takes is one approach to make it better again. So don't feel like you're in a low place and you're going to remain low. It's always
I know it can happen.
It's always highs and lows, highs and dips. It's like being able to sort of work and just travel. It's like it's awesome. And that's a really cool thing that you can like speak about, because like in your interactions, you know, when you're sort of revealing information about yourself, you want to be, you know, bringing this stuff in. And like, you know, like we've talked about before, it's like you talk about your job or your work, but in a way that's really interesting. So in this case, it's like, I'm trying to sort of start a new pathway where I get to travel more and explore more of the world. That's why I'm here now. That's extremely high value, but it also makes you a very interesting person, because traveling is always going to be inherently interesting. And yeah, it's also about kind of enjoying it, really. Just like not taking it too seriously, just enjoy it, you know. It should be a fun activity. Would you say you prefer London more, or do you prefer the...
London.
You prefer London?
It could be just because everything's new. There's definitely some of that. far London.
Yeah. I guess you're getting that bit of that buzz, you know, that whenever you're in a new place.
Like one time I went to Phoenix, Arizona. It's another city. I don't know if you know. Like, oh, I love this place. But then I go back and it's a place like, oh, whatever. And I was considering moving there. That's how much I loved it.
Was it Scottsdale?
Yeah, that's where that is. Yeah. But then I went back a second time, like, whatever.
Yeah, for me, when it comes to London, it's like I love some aspects of it, but overall, I get a bit sort of bored of it, or I get a bit sort of like frustrated in some ways because the quality isn't quite what it used to be.
Yeah.
And then I'm just thinking like, oh, it's so much better overseas.
Cheers for watching. If you'd be interested in one-to-one coaching with me where we'll go out in public and work on you approaching girls, or more generally with your social confidence, please visit my website ed-game.com.